Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing Spider-Man Classic Series 1 Spider-Man. So yes, while this is not technically a Marvel Legend, it fits in with my Marvel Legends collection, and Spider-Man Classics is sort of the precursor to Marvel Legends. So that's pretty much a Marvel Legend anyway. Of course there are Marvel Legends Spider-Mans as well. I don't actually have any of those, just this one. But it is pretty nice. Its articulation is missing like 1 or 2 points that maybe you would expect. But overall, it's very nicely articulated, and he comes with a base, and is overall pretty nicely done. So, yeah, let's go ahead and zoom in on articulation, details, sculpt paint, all those sorts of things. Alright, here we have Spider-Man. As you may have noticed, I don't really do size comparisons for my Marvel Legends, because I honestly don't have any loose Marvel Legends that I can easily have access to. But since this is Spider-Man, I do have something. I have my Scorpion Stinger Venom, which is of Marvel Legends scale. And of course he's bigger than Spider-Man, but this is sort of just to show you how he would fit in with Scorpion Stinger Venom, I guess. But he seems to be about the right size, because Venom should be rather massive, and Spider-Man should be rather not. So that's about the best I can do. Anyway, let's get Venom out of here and look at Spider-Man himself. Alright, taking a look at Spider-Man here, you can see he is wearing his standard blue and red costume with all the little black lines. These are all sculpted in details and painted black. He has this little spider emblem there on the chest. Pretty much overall the same sort of detail you would expect for Spider-Man. Not really any paint shading apart from the lines and things like that, although there might be a little bit that I can't really detect. Flipping over on the back, you see his red spider logo. There's a little bit of paint shading in the blue, I guess I can see it there. So, yeah, that is pretty much the extent of his detail. It's not incredibly complex. Of course, everyone knows what Spider-Man looks like. Now let's zoom in on his head sculpt really quickly. As for the head sculpt, it's pretty much exactly what you would expect. He has the lines sculpted in there, and he has the nice big white eyes with the black borders. Always prefer Spider-Man whenever he has the larger eyes. So whichever artists prefer to do that, those are the better ones. Alright, let's zoom out and look at his articulation. Articulation-wise, Spider-Man is pretty decent. He has a neck joint which rotates, and his head will also rotate and hinge up and down a little bit on a little ball peg. Ball joint shoulders, in and out, forward and back. He doesn't have a bicep cut, which is a bit of a shame. Double jointed elbows, hinge at the wrist, as well as rotation there at the forearm. And he has a joint there in the finger for his web swinging pose. Diaphragm joint, which rotates. Waist cut, ball joint hips, in and out, forward and back. Upper thigh cut, double joint knees, hinge at the ankle, as well as a toe joint. No ankle pivoting, but that's not really that big of a deal. So overall, very good articulation. Certainly a few points that could have been there, but nothing really major. So yeah, let's move on to his base, which is pretty good. So here's his base. It's wall mountable, and it's like a brick wall with Spider-Man's face on it, and there's a little camera here webbed to the wall. And of course it has this little thing poking out here. This is removable, and it's like a waist-holdy thing for the wall mounting. There's the hole right there on the back for a nail or a thumbtack or whatever. And it also has 2 pegs on it if you just want him to stand on it instead of being suspended in some way. So that is a pretty nice display base. Certainly not the most detailed display base ever, but it looks pretty good. Alright, now let's move on to the packaging. Alright, the packaging is essentially the same as all Toy Biz Marvel Legends, and that's where they got the idea from. And the first 2 waves or something of Spider-Man Classics look like this. Comes with an issue of Amazing Spider-Man 301, Spider-Man Classics down there at the bottom, and on the back you have a description of Spider-Man, as well as some of the other figures in this wave, which are Spider-Man, Venom, Black Costume Spider-Man, and the Man-Spider. As of right now, the only thing I have is Spider-Man, although I wouldn't mind having Black Suit Spider-Man and Man-Spider. That Venom's not very good. So yeah, pretty nice wave of things, and before Marvel Legends came out, this certainly would have been a great thing to get into. So yeah, as always, good for in or out of package display. So yeah, Spider-Man. Alright, that wraps it up for Spider-Man, so until next time, goodbye!
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like and comment and subscribe and all those sorts of things if you enjoyed my video. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.